and accuse them of racism when they participate in their own safe spaces?
Please check out that creator's entire video, it's really good, and he's basically asking how does it make sense that when people of color celebrate and empower each other in the safe spaces that we've had to create for ourselves due to the racism that we experience, we get accused of being racist. And I think it's important to keep in mind that when people of color are marginalized through racism, it's not expected that we create our own safe spaces in which we celebrate and empower one another, because racism is narcissistic abuse. For people who are racist, what they want and what they believe is that when they close the door in our face, we press our noses to the glass and we look in, because they want us to feel excluded and less than and envious. So they tend to get upset when they find out that not only are we not looking at them, not only are they not centered, but we have a bigger and better party going on outside, or we've taken our party to somebody else's house. That's when they say, why are you excluding me? Why are you creating division? And why are you being racist? And most of the time they don't even want to be included, because a lot of us are more than happy to include anybody who is not harmful. But it makes sense to a person who is racist that the only way they can recenter themselves is to play victim, because when you're used to being centered, equality feels like oppression.
White people on the internet always seem to be confused as to why they're being accused of racism, and an example of this that I see every single day on this app is some random person of color will make a TikTok and like hashtag Black Girl Magic or something along those lines, and every single time, without hesitation, some white person will be in the comments being like, well, what about white people? How come I can't say white girl magic? You'd call me racist then. And this presents what sociologists like to call a double bind. The double bind here is that when people of color talk about their oppression as it relates to white people, they're told to shut up about it, or that it's not white people, it's their own cultural mishaps or whatever. But then when people of color talk about their own personal empowerment within their group, then white people always want to interject and be like, well, what about white people? So we force people of color into these safe spaces, and then we sit there and complain and accuse them of racism when they participate in their own safe spaces. Make this make sense.